Hello, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and this is episode 76 of my series in which I will try to collect 1 billion iron ingots. In today's episode, I am going to attempt to automate killing and spawning the Ender Dragon, and that's because my reactor over here uses awakened draconium blocks, which requires dragon hearts. And the easiest way to get dragon hearts is by killing the Ender Dragon. Now, this is actually kind of unnecessary, as my reactor has been running for, I don't know, something like 2 or 3 days, and I am only about 15% of the way through my fuel. Now, this reactor is cool, and it provides a lot of power, and I have noticed a few things as I have run it for a few days now. First off, the temperature seems to be creeping lower. And it's very slow. I think originally when I had this set up, it was at about 6500 C, and it's come down, as well as the saturation coming up, as the reactor itself is generating more power than I'm pulling from it. That saturation continues to rise, and also the containment field continues to rise. So I'm pumping $200,000 or $200,000. My goodness. 200,000 RF per tick into the reactor, and so this number down here can't be completely accurate because this is supposed to be the exact RF per tick required to maintain the current field strength. And because this number is higher than what I'm putting in, the field strength should actually be decreasing if this were completely accurate. So I'm not sure what's exactly the discrepancy there, but anyways, my containment field continues to get stronger, my saturation continues to go up, and my temperature continues to go down, which basically means my reactor is getting more stable as it runs. However, I almost assumed that the opposite will start happening after we get past this green point in the fuel conversion level, and I'm going to have to keep an eye on this thing. And when I say keep an eye on it, I mean like check it like once a day or so, just to make sure. But I have a few things written down, I guess, for when I originally started this reactor, and one of those is the fuel conversion rate. When I originally started this reactor, the fuel conversion rate was somewhere around 800 nanobuckets per tick. Now it's about half that, so that's interesting and cool. So that's another thing to keep an eye out for. But in today's episode, we're going to attempt to automate spawning and killing the Ender Dragon. So let's get started with that. First, I want my advanced dislocator. So let's grab that. And let's grab a few things which I think will be useful. First off, I think angel blocks are going to be super useful, and I don't think I've used them yet. I've actually carried them a couple times in a few of my episodes, but what angel blocks can do, you can place them in midair, and they float. And when you want to get rid of them, you just have to left click on them. Okay, in the past you just have to okay. They changed that. In the past, you just had to left click on them and they would break, and you would get it back. Actually, let me try one more thing here. Let me put it there, and then no. Okay, so you do have to use a pickaxe now. So I was lying earlier, but this is going to be useful for setting up some stuff, and that's because we're going to have to set up some mob grinders around where the Ender Dragon spawns. And let me grab 4 of those. To be honest, only one is completely necessary, but I want to try to cover my bases as far as where exactly the Ender Dragon's going to spawn, and we'll, I guess, kind of see how this plays out after I try to set this up at first. So next I'm going to grab some obsidian. Because the Ender Dragon cannot destroy obsidian, we're going to build a little bunker, and you'll understand that once I start to get into that. And I'm forgetting something. Oh, block placers, I think. Let me grab this one, and then there's the actual additions one. I want to grab that too, because I need auto placer. Let's grab an auto placer, and we're gonna need a redstone signal, so let's grab a lever. I could have grabbed a button too, and then we're going to need some end crystals, and I want to grab 100. I want to grab 64 times 4, So let's do 128, 256. And that's a lot of nether stars, but that's okay. I do need to watch this. I have been digging into my nether star supply, especially when I was running through Draconic Evolution. There at the end, especially making like the Draconic armor and stuff, you use a lot of nether stars. So it was really useful that I set up my nether spawner, or my wither spawner, I should say, like a month ago or whatever, because I had a bunch of nether stars laying around, which was perfect because I needed them. So let's grab the, the crystals. And we have all of them. Now what we need to do, we need to do a little bit of testing to make sure the auto placers are going to indeed work with these things. Okay, so I'm not entirely sure you can even manually place these things down on anything other than bedrock. So we have to go to the end to test this out, which shouldn't be a big deal. So let's go ahead and go to the end right now. I have my advanced dislocator here set up to take me to the end, and that's where we are now. So let's grab the auto placer again, and let's try this out. And I already forget which side this thing places to. I'm probably accidentally gonna fall into the portal or something. I am Muron. It goes here. Okay, so let's try this again. No, that won't work. Really? Okay. So let's try the block placer. And that needs spun around. And I think I can use the wrench. I can. Show working area. Okay, this needs RF. So what I'm going to do real fast is shift right click, and I'm going to go home, which makes this dislocator is awesome. So let's grab some sort of generator. What do I have? What is simple? A dynamo would be simple, maybe. Requires water. Nope. Numismatic dynamo, I think, would work best. And let's see exactly how we have this guy configured, because I grabbed a random one. Okay, so coins. I need some coins. I have some iridium coins. That will work nicely. Shift right click and middle. Let's go. Okay, so let's hook this dynamo directly up to this guy. Good. Throw in the coins. And we should start seeing some power. Cool. So let's... Okay, I don't think this is gonna work. Okay, this is kind of sad. There's one more thing that I'm gonna try here. Let's try the auto placer again. I'm not sure if I can have this thing point down, but if I can, I'm gonna try. Nah, nope, not coins. Okay, so this whole episode is not gonna work out. That's not cool. Take that, Enderman. Let me regroup and see if there is any way to automatically place these end crystals. First, I'm gonna go home, though. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I am going to do a little research, because obviously I've never done this before, And I'm going to see if there is any way to automate the end crystals. Otherwise, I'm going to have to look into another like short project or something to do this episode, because clearly if I can't automatically place the crystals, then I can't automatically kill the Ender Dragon. So I'm going to be right back after I have some answers. So I think I have one more idea here, and that will involve the mod actual additions. And it will kind of involve the autoplacer that I already have, but it will actually involve something a little bit more complex, in that it will be the phantom face, or the phantom placer. So first off, I need to make a phantom face, which I have not made yet. And to make the phantom face, I need to make empowered diamantine crystals, which I have not made yet, because I need to make an empowerer. Now, let me see here. So we're gonna have to make some stuff. Yeah, there's quite a bit of stuff I need to make. So let's get started. Let's put away most of the stuff we won't need, at least for not right now. Let's do 32 for now. Okay, that should be good. So let's see here. Do I have that automated? I do. So let's grab some gold nuggets, because we need those. And we should be able to make one or two or a bunch of these. I'm not sure how many I should need. So let's see here. Autoplacer, phantom face. I keep going back and forth. I need to make the empowerer, which is display stand. How do I make this? Chiseled quartz blocks and block of quartz. So I need some quartz here. Do I have a chisel? I'm not sure I have a chisel. Do I have chiseled quartz blocks? I do not. But we can make a chisel real fast. They are really simple to make. And then let us... Oh, no. Hang on. I don't use chisel very often, so I'm not very well. Okay, so I think that's what I need. And I think if we roll down to my this guy right here, my top green reconstructor, if I place, okay, that looks good. And then if I place these guys in, if I can aim, okay, that's good. That's what I wanted to see. And I should also grab some redstone. There we go. I only need about 64, I think. Nope. Okay, that. We also need those. So let's go back up. And let's see here. Throw all that in there. And then back to actual additions. Back to the phantom placer. The empowerer. Let's make that display stand. Oh, that's wrong. It doesn't matter. And then I think I need 4 display stands for this to work. It's been a while since I have actually used this mod. And I should have went ahead and grabbed... Nope. So I think I need 4 of these guys. And the 5th one is needed to make the actual phantom face. I'm getting all confused. The empowerer itself. But first I need a battery. Oh, what don't I have? and ore crystals. So iron ingots. So I need to make a bunch, or I need to get some iron ingots. That should be good. Whoa. I don't even know how these things are spawning down here. But they're making me mad. They're all up in my grill. So let's hit that switch there. Let's hit it again just for the sake of making sure. And then we should have 5 stacks of that, which is awesome. Now we can make... Oh, I'm not down yet. Ha. Now we can make the actual additions battery. But first we gotta find our recipe. Fantaphase. Single battery. Why does this have to be so complicated? Oh well. If I could remember the names of everything, it would be a whole lot easier. So that'll make the double battery. And then we can go ahead and tell this thing to make a few of these. Even though I think I only need one. Double battery, let's make 10. And I think we have everything we need. You know, if I just looked up Empower, this would be a whole lot easier. Okay, so for whatever reason, it doesn't want to put it in the recipe there, but there it is. One Empower, and let's get my other display stands, and let's grab some flux duct, and then let's look up that Fantaphase again. Okay, so we need clay, clay, light blue, and clay. And let me actually look up if we can do this. Yes, we can. So I need diamantine crystal block, clay, clay. So let's do 1 clay, 2 clay. Do I have light blue? Let's see here. Is there a good, easy way to make light blue dye? Okay, so bone meal and lapis should do it. I don't think I have enough lapis, guys. So I need one of those, and then I need some diamantine, which is easy enough. It's just blocks of diamonds that have been thrown into the atomic reconstructor, if I remember right. Ha! Close enough, apparently, anyways. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this little rig like right here, and this is completely temporary. I don't plan on using this setup like at all. So let me see here. And then I think we need power. And that's what the flux duct is for here. I wonder if that's even allowed. Let's not do this. Let's try to do this a little bit more legit. I think that's everything I need, but maybe these are too close or something. Let me whip out my actual additions manual, if I have one. Paper and canola seeds. Do I even have canola seeds? I don't. I mean, how do I not have canola seeds? Things are everywhere. So I'm gonna have to find some canola seeds. That shouldn't take but 8 minutes. Let me... I really hope it won't take more than a minute. Normally there's like canola everywhere, but now that I'm looking for it, I probably won't find any of it. Okay. So if I fly, this will be faster. Also, if I had my speed cranked up, it would be faster. Okay, so paper and canola, I believe. So let's grab our paper and our actual additions manual. Wait, why is this? Okay, so wait, what? I don't know what I'm looking for here. Empowerer. Okay, so I did have it set up wrong. I kind of figured that was the case. So let's see here. Let's go down and grab the whole setup because I don't really think there's enough space there. There's really not enough space here. And let's grab our flex duct. No reason to leave it languishing. Perfect. Oh my goodness. Why do things have to be complicated? So let's find a place for this. I think right here will be a good super temporary spot for this. So if I remember right here, we need... And I need 2 spots in between each. So it should need to be something like this. Clay, 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 light blue. Nope. Doesn't go there. Let's see if it has enough power. I'm gonna run out of power, guys. Okay, good. And just because I am already almost done with this, let's just, yeah. They all have power now. So I have my Empowered Diamantine Crystal, and if I do that, I get these. Which, if you're not familiar with actual additions, it's usually better to do the entire blocks. Because at the very least, you save the clay and the light blue dye, because instead of making essentially 1, you're making 9. So let's go back. And try to make this phantom face. I might have that automated, I might not. Apparently I don't. So let's go ahead and do that because why not? And then we should be able to make this. I don't have chests, I bet. I bet I don't have the coil. Okay, there we go. We have a phantom face. And then let's do the phantom face placer. And okay, so I need to look this up once again because this is another thing I'm not really familiar with, obviously. So let's go ahead and get rid of these guys real fast, and then let's look up phantom faces if we can. A list of everything. Actually, this is kind of super helpful. Phantom breakers and placers. To connect them to blocks to break. Do as described in the Phantom Face chapter. When connecting them to airspaces, just place a block, store it, and then break it again. Okay, so just connecting to inventories of face. Blah, 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 blah. With a phantom connector. Okay, so I need a phantom connector. Which is right, yeah. That is actually really easy. Okay, so does this require power? I don't think it does. Okay, so to test this out, let's okay, I see what it's doing. So let's take this thing off to the end. No! And let's test this out with some end crystals. Unfortunately, we're definitely not going to be able to like finish this setup at all. But we can get started. Or we can kind of prove the concept that, hey, this is actually going to work. Either we can try to prove it or we cannot prove it and, well, not make any progress whatsoever. So, I think the best place for these phantom placers are going to be right down here. And then I'm going to take my phantom placer. Okay, so first let's try up. Okay, so it placed one, not really where I wanted it, but at the same time it still placed it. Let me try to get this to where I want it. I don't know why it did that. I might know why. Okay, so trying to see whether the particle effects are actually right here or right here on the side. Yeah, north. I don't know if these things need east. Okay, so what we can do is I can try to, instead of placing this right here, or I guess I don't need to place that. I don't need to change the placement at all. What I can do is change what block I'm clicking. Okay, so we want east. Let's try this again. Perfect. Cruella de Vil. And what we can do is, actually, let's just leave those kind of accessible. And we're just going to need to place one on each side here. And then that should get our ender crystals placed. However, we're totally out of time for this episode, so I can't actually complete the build. But what I'm going to try to do next time is finish the automatic spawning of the ender dragon. And I'm not sure if it'll work, to be honest, because I'm not sure if a player needs to be present for the ender dragon to spawn or not. But I guess we can kind of figure that out next episode. Even if we can't, it's not a super big deal because, like I said, that reactor burns extremely slowly. And for each full supply of fuel, it takes 2 dragon hearts, which is just 2 ender dragons. And from doing a little bit of research, the thing should work for about a week or 2 on 1 fuel cycle. So I would definitely like to have the ender dragon automated, but if I can't do it, it's not going to be the end of the world. So for right now, I think, well, in today's episode, I managed to do not much, but figure out how to automatically place end crystals. And I guess that gets me a little ways to my goal of this episode, I guess, of spawning the ender dragon automatically. As of right now, I have 244 million iron ingots. Actually, almost 245, which is awesome. We're almost 1/4 of the way to 1 billion. And that excites me. So, for right now, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and I will see you next time.